A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled it before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There's no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
Sick of this? Well, think about this. He's a world leader in temper tantrums. She never loses her cool. She prosecuted sex predators. He is one.
Grab him by the...
She shut down for-profit colleges that swindled Americans. He was a for-profit college.
At Trump University, we teach success.
Literally. He's owned by the big banks. She's the attorney general who beat the biggest banks in America and forced them to pay homeowners $18 billion. He's tearing us apart. She'll bring us together. This is Trump. And in every possible way, this is the anti-Trump. So if that's what you're looking for in your next president, there's really only one. Kamala.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I am Rico Bellucci. Yes. I am on my Instagram camera. Follow me right here on Instagram, everybody. Follow me on Instagram at the Urban Binge. Urban Binge. Follow us at the Urban Binge right here on Instagram and everywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube channel right here. Subscribe at the Urban Binge everywhere. Anyway, I just felt compelled to come on here and discuss Joe Biden dropping out. I was very anxious about that. I really wanted him to drop out, but I wish that he would have done it sooner. And I mean 2 years sooner, not this year. I wish that Joe Biden would have made this step 2 years sooner. I think that the thing that was standing in the way for Joe Biden was honestly, I feel like he had a big head. I think that it just wasn't on him at all to let such a high position go. I think that it was just all about, I have to stay in this position because first of all, this is my dream. This is what I always wanted to do. And secondly, I feel like I'm letting people down. I think that he was on a high horse. I think that Biden was definitely on a high horse, and it took a lot of people who he admired and who he really listened to step down because honestly, he didn't have to. He's the president of the United States, and he doesn't have to step out of the race if he doesn't want to. Now, they don't have to nominate him, but of course they were going to nominate him if he did not make this decision. It wasn't looking good for Biden. With the way Gen Z has such an influence on everybody, they easily can influence everybody to not vote. And there are a lot of young black kids around the United States. I was about to say around the world, around the United States, that are all in for voting for Trump, all in with voting for Trump, and they don't really understand. I've seen so many people say they're going to vote for Trump based off so many ignorant reasons. One of the main reasons is he gave us a stimulus check. Biden didn't do it. Biden tried to take away TikTok, and we all get paid from TikTok and all of this. So they don't have really good, legitimate, valid reasons for why they want to not vote for Biden. But of course, one of the reasons is his incompetence. Him seeming like he cannot do the job, or him seeming like he's not fit for the job because he's too old. Of course, his physicalities that are visible to all of us would of course cause more conversation than Trump, what he did a few months ago. When you have new news on top of old news, then people end up forgetting. I mean, it's like Kobe Bryant died and then some bullshit happened. Now we totally, off the fact that Kobe Bryant and his daughter died in such a horrible accident. All it take is a matter of some new news to trump the last news. No pun intended, because I don't fuck with that man at all. But I'm just saying, like, Gen Z has a very high influence on everybody. So with them saying, I'm voting for Trump, and putting what they're putting in their parents' head and other people's head, then, people feel like they want to vote for Trump. But I'm telling you guys, if you vote for Trump, even the ones that are thinking about voting for Trump, you better think about this man's past and what he is capable of. He is going to drop all of you like a hot tamale. As soon as you think you're going to vote for him and he's going to do this for black people and do this, he's not. He's barely going to do anything for those broke-ass white people in rural parts of the United States. He doesn't really give a fuck. He only gives a fuck about making his pockets better and his family richer. So in that, let me just mask it with the upper class and the middle class I'm going to help. No, the fuck he's not. He's not going to help the middle class do shit. He's going to help the middle class go lower. He's going to help the big class stay bigger. And that's just the truth. I've watched a few things about Kamala Harris. One in particular, I can't quite remember where she was recently, but I watched this video recently of her speaking, and it's about 16 minutes of her speaking. And if you don't want to see it, you really don't have to see it. I'm going to put it right here because I want you guys to see, what this woman is about. If you really believe that Trump is for us and you don't believe this woman is for us, then you have a whole nother thing coming, because clearly this woman cares about the United States. She knows her shit. She is intelligent. She's smart. How dare us go vote for somebody who is just a businessman, just a millionaire, billionaire, whatever you want to call him, because supposedly he lied about his finances. So I don't even know if he's really a billionaire, but he may still be a billionaire. But I would never vote for him. Like, it's just not happening. He hasn't done enough to prove to anybody that, he's sorry about all the past things that he's done. And for all the black people that are thinking they're going to vote for him and he's going to do something different for you, you totally have another thing coming. Because y'all black asses is going to see what he got coming for y'all. Soon as y'all think y'all voting for him, all of them, Waka Flocka Flame and all these little dumb young artists and all of that, y'all are going to see what's going to happen. Wow, so they're saying the Simpsons predicted once again another win. The Simpsons predicted another win. Well, not a win, I guess, but they predicted this. But they said that about Hillary. They had the same thing for Hillary. So I don't know, but I know that Kamala Harris is our best pick. And you know what? It's not even about Kamala. Let's just say it's about, honestly, it's about Project 2025, or do you want Kamala Harris? Do you want all of our rights to be taken? Do you want the end of democracy to be here? Like, he wants to make this like Putin. He wants to make this like North Korea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think any of us is prepared for that. And for the people that are saying, no, he doesn't, show us the proof that he doesn't, the way that TikTok has proof. I didn't create it, but there are compilations of videos out there that show how he is in support of Project 2025. And I don't give a fuck. I believe he is. I don't bit more trust this man. And I don't see how anyone else could ever trust this man. Honestly. Trying to find this video.
Incredible leaders, including my dear friend Roy Cooper. You know, Roy and I served together when I was Attorney General of California, and he was Attorney General of North Carolina. I've known him for almost 2 decades, and he is an extraordinary leader. And I want to also thank the extraordinary leaders who are our service members and their families who are here with us this afternoon. Thank you all. You know, one of my greatest honors as Vice President is to meet with our service members around the world. I have met with our service members from NATO's eastern flank to the Korean DMZ, and from Arizona to Florida. And I will tell you what everybody here knows, all our service members possess an extraordinary skill, discipline, dedication, and love of country. And I know their families serve with equal dedication, and I thank you also. And I say everywhere I go around the world, we are so proud that the United States military is the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. Which is why President Biden and I are proud to have passed the PAC Act, the largest expansion of health care and benefits for veterans and military families and survivors, the largest benefit in decades. So thank you again, everyone here, and in particular our military members and your families, for the service and the dedication that you have shown. So today, we are 110 days out from the election. And while many of us have been involved with these elections for every 4 years practically, nearly every time we will say, this is the one. Well, this here is the one. The most existential, consequential, and important election of our lifetime. And there is so much at stake. Last night was the latest example. So some of you may have heard Donald Trump's running mate deliver remarks at the Republican National Convention. He talked about his life story about growing up in Southwest Ohio, and it was compelling. It's a compelling story. And it was not the full story. Frankly, what is very telling is what he did not talk about on that stage. He did not talk about Project 2025, their 900-page blueprint for a second Trump term. He did not talk about it because their plans are extreme and they are divisive. In recent days, they've been trying to portray themselves as the party of unity. But here's the thing. If you claim to stand for unity, you need to do more than just use the word. You cannot claim you stand for unity if you are pushing an agenda that deprives whole groups of Americans of basic freedoms, opportunity, and dignity. You cannot claim you stand for unity if you are intent on taking reproductive freedoms from the people of America and the women of America. Trying to ban abortion nationwide as they do and restrict access to IVF and contraception as their plan calls for. You cannot claim to be for unity if you try to overturn a free and fair election and threaten to terminate the United States Constitution. And you cannot claim to be for unity when your entire economic agenda is designed to prioritize billionaires and big corporations over the middle class. We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying. And let us unpack that last point about the economy. This race can be boiled down to a single question. Who fights for you? Now, we know whose side our President Joe Biden is on. He grew up in a middle-class family in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he has never forgotten where he came from. And I have been a first-hand witness. With every decision he makes in the Oval Office, he thinks about how it will impact working Americans. He understands everyday struggles because he has actually lived them. So friends, I say the contrast between Joe Biden and Donald Trump is like night and day. But with the selection of his running mate this week, Donald Trump is also trying to distract people. He wants to direct attention away from his record and his Project 2025 plan to suggest that he and his running mate are going to prioritize the middle class. But we are not buying it. We are not falling for the okie doke. As many of you know, I am a former prosecutor. So I say, let's look at the facts, shall we? So Donald Trump tries to claim he brought back American manufacturing. The fact is, under Donald Trump, America lost tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs. And more than 1,000 factories closed under his watch. The facts. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden and I have created nearly 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. So much so it's been described as a manufacturing boom. Last night, we heard claims that Donald Trump is for fighting for our seniors. Well, how the heck can you claim you fight for seniors when you intend to cut Social Security and Medicare? Which we all know is a lifeline for so many of our seniors. Let me be very clear. President Joe Biden and I will always protect Social Security, and we will always protect Medicare. All while we continue to fight to lower the cost of prescription drugs for our seniors. It is President Biden and I that took on Big Pharma and finally capped the cost of insulin for our seniors at $35 a month. Who here has a family member with diabetes to know what that means? Right. But Donald Trump and his running mate intend to get rid of our $35 cap on insulin. They will side with Big Pharma and let them make prescription drugs more expensive. Not only that, on the issue of health care, they intend to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. Donald Trump and his allies tried more than 60 times to end the Affordable Care Act, 60 times, to give insurance companies back the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Y'all remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who had survived breast cancer, grandparents with diabetes. President Biden and I, on the other hand, have made the Affordable Care Act more strong. Because you see, we believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. Pull up the split screen. Whereas the last administration gave tax cuts to billionaires, we gave tax cuts to families through the child tax credit, which cut child poverty in America by half. And please do note, their Project 2025 agenda would even end Head Start, to take away preschool from hundreds of thousands of our children. On the issue of the cost of living, Donald Trump says he will implement a 10% tariff on all imported goods. Well, understand, independent economists agree his tariffs would increase the cost of everyday expenses for families, the cost of gas, groceries, and clothing. We, on the other hand, have taken on big pharma, the big banks, and big corporations to bring down costs. It is we who have canceled debt, including student loan debt. In fact, testify if you have received it. Indeed. In fact, so far we have forgiven student loan debt for nearly 5 million Americans. And twice as much for our public servants, including our teachers, our nurses, and our firefighters. You're welcome. We are also fighting to lower energy costs. We made historic investments in clean energy. Today, America has record energy production, and we are energy independent. But Trump wants to roll back our progress. Check this out. In fundraisers with big oil lobbyists, he wanted to trade clean energy investments that we made for you for a $1 billion campaign contribution he could get for himself. Understand motivation. So North Carolina, I think it is clear. If Donald Trump were to win in November, he will continue to sell out working families. He will continue to attack reproductive freedom, and he will continue to undermine our democracy. Ultimately, in this election, we each face a question. And herein lies our power. The question we face is, what kind of country do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a country of freedom, compassion, and rule of law? Or a country of chaos, fear, and hate? We each have the power to answer this question. So today, then, I ask North Carolina, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. God bless you.
It's only two ways to vote, and that's Project 2025 or vote Kamala Harris. Please, y'all, we're going to speak this into the atmosphere. Let's create campaign ads for her. If you out there and you're an editor, you are because that's what Trump people doing. These people are editors. These people are all kind of people, and they're able to help. So in whatever way we're able to help and push this out here. Post all good things about Kamala. Post all the things, counter what they're trying to post. Because they're trying to post things about her past life and dating Montel Jordan. Yes, she did date Montel Jordan. They're trying to post all of her past life and all of that. And, make it, I think Montel, the show, the TV show host Montel.
Long before she met Doug Emhoff, she dated some prominent men, including in 2001, former talk show host Montel Williams. Back then, he was the famous one and had to introduce her to the paparazzi. Now, the whole world knows who she is.
But counter that with all good stuff. Counter it with all good stuff. And just let's create some campaign ads for her. Although she don't need it, let's do it for her. You know what I'm saying? Because we can. Let's get your creativeness and let's create it. Kamala Harris, for the people. Donald Trump, a felon. Like, let's create it for her. Put the slides together and everything. This message is approved by the Urban Binge for Kamala Harris. Period. And now she has to choose who her vice president is, which I commented on Larry Reid shit, and I said Jasmine Crockett. That would be awesome. Make it Jasmine Crockett. I dare you. They would have to literally beef up their Secret Service security because they would definitely try to kill them. 2 black women, but more than likely, she's probably going to choose a white woman, more than likely. If she chooses a person that is black, a black person, all hell is going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose. We got to get out here and vote, y'all. Come on, vote. Turn Georgia blue. Turn Texas blue. Turn it blue. What you finna do? And get out there and vote. For real. For real. Okay. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, okay? And follow me on Instagram, guys. But I just wanted to say that, y'all. Please go out there and vote and create the reels for Kamala. Post how awesome this woman is. Look at how much she smiles. And look at Donald Trump. Look at their demeanor. And we know in a debate, she gonna murder him, period. In a debate, she's killing him, okay? Because she's well-rounded. She know her shit. She's educated. He is not, okay? He might be educated, but he financially educated. She is educated, well, all the way around the board. I don't even know what college she went to, but I bet it was like Yale or some shit, like some high-class college. But vote Kamala. Vote against Project 2025. Vote against Agenda 47. Vote for democracy. We need a mother in the White House. And that's what Kamala gonna bring us, y'all. Follow me, Rico Bellucci. Okay.
It was just a blessing in disguise.